news you count on. NBC2 News at 11.
I watched him die right in front of me.
Used as human shields.
I'll never forget the guy's face. I'll never forget that he almost shot my wife.
A Cape Coral couple relives the terrifying moments only with NBC2.
He just looked blank, like he didn't give a damn about anything in the world.
They say the ZombiCon killer hid behind them while spraying bullets into a Fort Myers crowd.
We continue team coverage of the deadly ZombiCon shooting. NBC2's Michael Coliani is standing by. He attended a prayer service for the community tonight.
But first, a must-see story. A Cape Coral couple says the killer used them as human shields during the shooting. Chris Gilmore is in downtown Fort Myers with this story you will only see on NBC2.
That's right, Peter. The husband and wife we tracked down say they were in front of Los Cabos downtown during the shooting. He says he looked the shooter directly in the eyes before the shooter ran away. For the first time on camera, the couple sits down with us and discusses the terrifying moments they say the gunman used them as a human shield. This Cape Coral couple who don't want to give their names say coming to ZombiCon was a last-minute decision.
I don't usually go because there's a lot of fights, you know? I mean, that many people adds to a lot of problems.
For the first time, they're giving us a first-hand account of what happened in the moments during the shooting.
She was dancing in front of me, and next thing I know, I feel an arm touch my back and an arm go over my shoulder.
They say that arm belonged to the shooter, firing his gun so close, a bullet grazed her face.
I felt the heat from the bullet go through my cheek.
The witnesses we spoke to tonight still have the articles of clothing they were wearing the night of the shooting. This shirt still has stains from where her eardrums bled, and this tank has a rip where the gun was torn from his shoulder. They remember hearing at least 4 gunshots fired into a crowd of thousands before looking directly at the shooter.
He looked like he didn't care. I mean, I seen the look in the guy's eyes. I mean, he was so close I smelt his breath.
A moment that will stay with him forever.
I'll never forget the guy's face. I'll never forget that he almost shot my wife. You know?
Likely saving her life with his quick thinking.
But if it was not for him that night, I would not be there for our children.
Days after the shooting, she still has nightmares of what happened. Only one thing will make them stop.
I want him to be arrested so that I can sleep at night knowing that my family is safe. The couple tells me they have reached out to Crime Stoppers with some information. Live in downtown Fort Myers, Chris Gilmore, NBC2.
Chris, thank you. NBC2 continues to learn more about the shooting victims. This afternoon, ASA College in Miami released this picture in honor of 20-year-old Tyrell Taylor. It's captioned, "We'll miss you and will always be your family." Just hours ago, we just found out the last victim to be treated in the hospital is now home. The girlfriend of David Perez posted the announcement on her Facebook page earlier this evening. She says he's happy to be home, but he will have numerous follow-up appointments with the doctors. You can see Perez limping after the shooting in this surveillance video. He was hit multiple times in the hands and legs.
Tonight, church leaders from across Southwest Florida gathered at Centennial Park in Fort Myers to pray for change. They want Fort Myers to be known as a place of peace. NBC2's Michael Coliani was at tonight's vigil and joins us now live in our newsroom. Michael?
Peter, tonight youth pastors and faith leaders gathered to pray for our city for the end of the violence. They also feel special attention needs to be paid to the next generation.
I think my first thought was, again, you know, because we've had this over the last few months.
When youth pastor Will Hutcherson woke up Sunday morning to the news of the shootings at ZombiCon that left 6 people shot and 1 dead, he was at a loss.
It's just heartbreaking because every time something like this happens, fear rises again, distrust rises again.
And he discovered something all of the recent shootings have in common.
At the center of all of these tragedies has been the next generation. It's not 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds, it's been young people.
So Hutcherson and faith leaders like him gathered at Centennial Park Tuesday night to reflect and pray for change.
And I think it means more when younger people communicate with younger people. I think it does mean a lot.
Fort Myers Police Chief Dennis Eads made an appearance to pledge his support.
It doesn't just have to be us as adult leaders, but we can actually empower and equip the students to be the love and the light.
Darkness may have had its hour here, but that hour is over.
Hoping that preaching a message of peace can bring an end to a period of violence.
You can try and change someone's actions, and that will work for a little bit. But when you change the heart, when their heart changes, that's when we're really going to see an effect.
In Fort Myers, Michael Coliani, NBC2.
And several viewers have reached out to NBC2 wondering why fake guns were allowed into ZombiCon this year. Event staff posted rules banning, quote, realistic-looking weapons. Today we learned those rules were more like suggestions. Organizers telling us legally, because ZombiCon is held in a public forum, they aren't allowed to search people. We also learned that these days spotting fake guns isn't so simple.
If they're utilizing airsoft pistols that are little plastic BBs, things of that nature, they're as realistic as any other firearm is.
ZombiCon organizers tell us they have not started planning for next year's event.
Again, today investigators are asking for pictures, video, any tips that could help them find the shooter.
If you have anything, you should send those to the Fort Myers Police Department or call Crime Stoppers.